Hello, everyone. Well, today I want to bring something different. Usually, I speak a lot in my videos about my articles, which tend to be topics around history, politics, and mostly Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain, that kind of stuff. But today, I just want to talk about music because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm very much into music. I lived the last well until lockdown. I was living about just by playing music in the streets, and I used to love it so much. But yes, I like to tell everyone about this song, which is in Spanish. So I'm guessing a lot of you will not have heard it before, and yeah, it's called Viernes 3 a.m., which is Friday 3 a.m. Now, this song has a really interesting story because the lyrics talk about a man in his last day, like no, his last moments, just before he's about to end his own life. And when this song came out, uh, around 1970, late 70s, early 80s, I believe, around that time it was a very interesting and difficult time in Argentinian history. And there was a lot of censorship going around for artists, which made it extremely difficult for artists to, um, you know, just express themselves in general. And the song, when it came out, it was actually censored, and the radios had it in their like black list of songs that they could not play. And apparently they were scared that by playing that song, if people listen to it, they would actually be more likely to commit suicide, which I think it's crazy. It's a very ridiculous thing to do, and also I don't know where people get the authority to decide what someone can and cannot listen to. I don't understand. Especially, it's such a beautiful song, and yes, it's full of melancholy, and you can feel the character's pain right about he's going to shoot himself, which is like, I know it sounds like something dark and I don't know, not good, but in my experience, I went through a period of my time where I would just listen to this song over and over and over and over. I would listen like literally 40 times a day. Mm. Of course, those were ones of my darkest moments. But here's what I think and why I believe songs like this are not only extremely powerful, but also necessary and good. In my experience, when you feel a lot of like existential angst and this deep rooted pain that a lot of times you feel it, but you can't fully understand it and you cannot express it and you don't know where it's coming from and you don't know what to do with it, usually what it tends to do, it separates you from the people around you. It separates you from everything. You start feeling very isolated, which in terms only make the feeling worse. you know? And some people feel this to the point where they see no escape. And I think that's when they ultimately made the decision to end their lives, because they just cannot go on living like that and they can't see a way out. Now, in my experience, listening to songs like this, it's almost like someone is putting words to what I'm feeling. And also, like in this case, because the whole song is from the point of view of the character. So you can connect with the character and you can see that he is feeling something similar. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but it comes from the same space. So what that creates is you can make a connection with the song, and then you can make a connection with the artist that performs the song, and that is kind of like a bridge that brings you back into the world. It helps you to start connecting again. It also offers like some sort of relief. Like when I remember when I heard this, when I was listening to this song, I could do like, and I could just let the stuff that I was holding just go. And it's so important. We don't understand how important art is. And it breaks my heart when I see people that don't understand it do such silly things as just ban it or censor it because they don't like it, because they're afraid what other people might think if they consume that particular piece of art. It's all nonsense. We humans are too complicated and we're too different for a few people to make decisions for all of us. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And honestly, I thought we learned this lesson a long time ago, but it seems like we are bound to make the same mistakes and relearn the same thing over and over again. But anyway, I'm gonna do a quick translation of the lyrics so you can get a sense of the beautiful imagery. Now, you must take into consideration that when I translate, I can get you the meaning behind the song, but something is always lost in translation, because I can tell you exactly what the artist is saying, but I cannot convey the beauty in the poetry on how the sound of the words connect with each other. That only happens when you use the language that it was written in. So you're not going to get the full extent, but at least you're going to get a feeling of what the song means and what the artist is trying to say. And unfortunately, I cannot play the song because I will get into copyright issues, but I will add a little link in the description so you can find it. The artist of this song, the writer, is his name is Charlie Garcia. He is one of my favorite artists of all times. He is incredible. Born in Argentina, started writing songs when he was 18, around the 70s, early 70s. He released, I think his last album was last year, so he's one of the most prolific artists in the world. He never stopped writing. He's incredible. Okay. So it starts saying, la fiebre de un sábado azul y un domingo sin tristezas. Esquivas a tu corazón y destrozas tu cabeza. Y en tu voz solo un pálido adiós. Y el reloj en tu puño marcó las 3. This is the first verse, and it says, the fever of a blue Saturday and a Sunday without sorrow. You dodge your heart and you destroy your head. And in your voice, only a pale goodbye. And in your watch, in your wrist, signals 3, 3 a.m. That's the title of the song. So, he's talking about having not feeling good, he's dodging his own heart not to feel the pain, he's destroying his head. Probably an allusion to alcohol and drugs. To some people use it to manage their pain when it gets too much. In your voice, only a pale goodbye. On your watch, 3. So it's setting the tone. Then we go to verse number 2. El sueño de un sol y de un mar y una vida peligrosa, cambiando lo amargo por miel y la gris ciudad por rosas. Te hace bien tanto como te hace mal. Te hace odiar tanto como querer y más. which means the dream of sun and the sea and a dangerous life, trading the bitter for honey and the gray city for roses. It's good for you as much as it's bad. It makes you hate as much as it makes you love, and more. Yeah, it's powerful poetry. And then verse number 3 says, cambiaste de tiempo y de amor, y de música y de ideas, cambiaste de sexo y de Dios, de color y de fronteras, pero en sí nada más cambiará, y un sensual abandono vendrá, y el fin. And here's when the song gets really powerful. This verse always, it was one of the ones that always make me feel the most, because it says, you change time, you change time and love, music and ideas. You change your sex and your God. You change color and borders. But in the end, nothing will change. And a sensual abandonment will come. And the end, he's literally saying, you've changed everything about yourself. You reinvented yourself in every single way over and over again. But at the end, nothing really changes. There's something within you that it's still there and it's still not happy. And it's, that's the pain that I was telling in the beginning, the one that's always trying to detach you and isolate you from the world. And here is the last verse where the character ends up killing himself. It says, y llevas el caño a tu sien, apretando bien las muelas. Cierras los ojos y ves todo el mar en primavera. Bang, bang, bang. Hojas muertas que caen. Siempre igual. Los que no pueden más se van. And this literally says, you take the gun to your head, clenching the gums of your teeth, like pressing them. You close your eyes and you see the sea in spring. And then it says, bang, bang, bang. Dead leaves that fall. It's always the same. Those who can't endure anymore, they go. And then it finishes by singing the same melody, but no words, just la 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 la. Anyway, it's again, even just saying the words is giving me goosebumps. It's like there's something deeply powerful, something that we cannot understand, and we cannot control or attempt to control that which we don't understand. And it's not up to us, it's not up to anyone. So songs like this, even though at first glance they might seem dark and depressive, and some people might be like, who would want to hear this? No one has a right to say, I don't like it, therefore no one can listen to it. That is ridiculous. I'm glad that this song is now free. I cannot believe that it was ever blocked. To me, this song literally saved my life in my darkest and most dire moments, and is incredibly powerful. It's a true work of art. Sometimes music tends to go in the route of entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's great that we have music as entertainment, but also we must not forget that music at the same time can be art. And not all music is art, but this kind of music, it's a true masterpiece, something that can connect with that very essence of being a human and grab those people that are the most disconnected with the world and offer them a way back, offer them a bridge back into the world. And it is so powerful and so necessary. Anyway, this is what I love music. Some people love music so they can dance and have a good time, and I do love that as well. But to me, this is what makes music something that is, it's so powerful. There is no way we can value it and dollars or stuff like that. It's just no way. It's something else entirely. But anyway, this video has already been too long. I will add a link to the song in the description. I hope you enjoy learning a little bit about the Argentinian history in music and my personal thoughts on it. And I hope you have an amazing time. Enjoy. Have fun.